Hey everyone, I'm Big John, and welcome to another episode of the DIS Ability Show. Now, this week I want to talk to you about some tips for Fort Wilderness. Now, if you haven't known, Disney is going to be replacing most of their cabins with new state of the art DVC cabins. But still, Fort Wilderness is one of the best places to stay at Walt Disney World. My uncle and aunt go down there every year in their RV. We are once again going to meet up with them in October. If you are staying there in an RV, let me tell you, the RV sites get very crazy with their decorations, especially during the Halloween and Christmas seasons. Fort Wilderness has 2 or 3 shops, which I think is good because no 2 shops have the same stuff. So you might see something in one shop and then find something else in another. But I think one of them is like their little marketplace where you can get food and stuff, and the other one has just plain old merch. But I think they have a little bit of both. And some of the campsites have pools across the way, which is great, because I remember one time when we were staying at a cabin at Fort Wilderness during Christmas of '09, and it was Christmas Eve, and I was spending the morning in the pool, which is kind of unheard of if you live in Maine like I do. But yeah, the campers go all out with their decorations. Even their golf carts get decorated, especially when they have their events. Like, I'm not sure if you noticed, but every year Fort Wilderness has golf cart parades for Halloween, Christmas, and 4th of July, which I think is great. And their restaurant Trails End is either closed or getting ready to close to become a quick serve. And of course, one of the best shows on property, the Hoop-Dee-Doo Review, it is open, I think, 5 nights a week. Three shows a night, which is great. It has grown on me. So, and also, if you're staying at Fort Wilderness, just enjoy it. Especially if you get a day off from the parks, because the campground is an attraction in itself, and not a lot of people realize that. So anyway, that's my tip. As always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the comments. I'll make sure it gets into a future video. And now it's time for this week's Top 5. Star Wars Day is this coming Thursday, and I am a huge Star Wars fan. Not only do I watch the movies, but I also watch the shows as well. So this week, we're going to do my top 5 Star Wars shows. And there might be some spoiler alerts if you haven't seen any of these shows, so this would be a good time to mute until you feel ready to unmute. So, with that underway, number 5, Star Wars Rebels. Now, this one show takes place between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, and it features a group of young rebels, including 2 Jedi, one who survived the Purge, and one who just discovered that he is strong with the Force. And it lasted 4 seasons, but with Ahsoka coming up this summer, we may find out what happened to Ezra Bridger, and we'll see the return of the infamous Grand Admiral Thrawn. And we'll even see some other characters from Rebels, and we even saw, for the first time ever, a live-action Zeb in The Mandalorian, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, Star Wars Rebels is pretty cool. Alright, number 4, The Bad Batch. Now, This series takes place immediately after the Clone Wars into the rise of the Empire. If you don't know the Bad Batch, if you haven't watched the final season of the Clone Wars, the Bad Batch are a group of clones with mutated genetics, so it's kind of like Star Wars X-Men, but it's action packed. It's got a group of clones trying to hide from the Empire, and the third and final season has been confirmed. I'm sad to see this show end, but I can't wait to see how it all climaxes. Rest in peace, Tech. Number 3, The Book of Boba Fett. Now, I thought this was a pretty cool show because as Boba was... We all thought Boba was dead, but turns out, as we saw in the in season 2 of The Mandalorian, he survived. He got out of that Sarlacc pit, and he made friends with Tusken Raiders, and is the new Jabba of Tatooine, which I think is cool because he doesn't take things seriously like Jabba did. Number 2, Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Now, this show originally aired on Cartoon Network, before Disney bought the rights to Lucasfilm. And it's a great show. The very first appearance of Ahsoka Tano, who was Anakin's Padawan. A lot of people think that Anakin was too immature to have a Padawan. They might be right, but I think it was great to see some great interaction and how it ties in to the rest of the saga. And to see Ahsoka grow throughout the series was amazing. And my number 1 Star Wars show, The Mandalorian. Now, if you haven't watched the season finale, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it is great. It was filled with great action. I hope we get another season of The Mandalorian because there is more to tell, I think. And I would like to see more interaction, especially since the Mandalorians have taken back their home and everything is good for now. And it's a great show. It premiered with Disney Plus back in 2019, so it has to have that. So anyway, let me know in the comments what your favorite Star Wars show is. And now it is time for DIS or DAT. Now, even though I am not a fan of the looping roller coasters, I still think we should pit them against each other. So, here is this week's DIS or DAT. On one side, rock and roller coasters, an indoor looping coaster where you rock your way through Hollywood while listening to Aerosmith music. And on one side, the Incredicoaster, an outdoor looping coaster with tunnels that show the Incredibles trying to save Jack, who keeps teleporting from one spot to another. Now, as I said, I don't do looping roller coasters because Incredicoaster's predecessor, California Screamin', gave me a little bit of back pain back in the day. Even though my dad tried to talk me into it, but I didn't do it in California, no. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think is better. DIS, rock and roller coaster, or DAT, Incredicoaster. Now, so the other day, tickets went on sale for select people for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which kicks off August 11th. And tickets will go on sale for everyone else in May. But I am happy to say, thanks to my amazing uncle, I am going to attend my very first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in October. I cannot wait. There is so much that I want to see. I want to do some of the trick-or-treating. I want to see the live action actors in Pirates of the Caribbean. I of course want to see the cadaver dance. I want to try to see the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular. I want to try to see it, if it's not too late, the Disney Not So Spooky fireworks. And of course, I want to see the Mickey's Boo to You Halloween Parade. I cannot believe this is happening. I just want to give a shout out to my uncle right now. And I am beyond excited for this because I've never done an after hours event before. But this is going to be awesome. And I promise when that time comes along, I will show you, I will try to give you much footage as I can of this event, because there's going to be so much. I just can't. So, anyway, that's our show. As I said, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the comments. I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. For this week's shout-outs, make sure you guys check out Jessica and Lewis over at One Little Spark JL. They do amazing vlogs and live streams from the parks. They shout me out as often as they can. Definitely check them out. Also, make sure you guys check out Samantha Lowe. She's been doing live streams on her channel for performances at the Garden Rocks concert series at this year's Epcot Flower and Garden Festival. Make sure you check her out. Also, make sure you guys check out Nate, a.k.a. Paging Mr. Morrow. He does great vlogs from the parks each and every week. He was recently at Disneyland Paris, which I think was incredibly cool. And also, make sure you guys check out Tim Tracker, who I think is the Chuck Norris of vlogging. He belts out videos every day, not just from the parks, but from his family life as well, especially with little baby Oliver. So definitely check him out for the latest Disney news and gossip. Make sure you guys check out WDW Magazine. If you haven't subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And ding the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, may the mouse be with you.